conversations?
Good for you. I'll go get them for you. No, I do not have a pen. Remember, the museum needs a Sharpie pen. Here's your conversations. Next one is
Equipment that doesn't work?
electronics that don't work anymore. That's
It's on this side, isn't it?
What?
It's on this side, isn't it?
No, it's down here.
Is it? Okay.
Down here, electronics that don't work anymore. Look far down here. How about right here on top, electronics that
That's
don't
it.
work anymore? First, the thermometer. Will it make it?
This?
Yeah. Will it make it? Okay,
No.
okay, he needs a new box. We got a new box for him. Pick a new box. Is this one here empty? Right here. Is this one empty? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, turn him around. He's back. All righty. So now we're looking for that Canon camera. Heat. Yep. You see it anywhere, Canon camera?
Not so far.
Okay. Martin and Lewis, that was pretty funny. You know who Martin and Lewis are?
No.
They were good. Boy, they were good. I think I'm going to take this one.
Okay.
Can you find a Glendora Happy book?
Can I find a happy book? You left these here.
Can you find the box that says Glendora Happy
Yeah,
book?
they're right here. It was right in here. It was blue. I just saw it a little bit earlier.
No kidding.
Oh, no, that's a Joy book. Okay, wrong book.
Where is that RCA phono plugs I had?
Oh, that one in the things that don't work anymore.
Okay, can you get it out, hon? Because that shouldn't have gone in there. It's on the top.
Oh,
Oh no, you took a new box.
no. Here.
Good. Now, look, this goes into camcorders. And you just showed me camcorders right here. So that's done.
It's a happy book one.
Now, you're going to pick a box for your happy book. Where do you want one?
I'm going to put it in the one that says happy book.
You are?
Yeah. It'll be there this time.
Sure?
I hope so.
Okay.
Glendora happy book. Should be in
Good for
here.
you. And you remembered it was blue. All right, let me say again that the Glendora Happy book is in column 16.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're done, aren't we?
That's everything we brought.
This is all that fell down. These were on the floor.
That's small compared to everything else in
Put
here.
these away. Can you find a box for that, an empty box for that?
Here's one right here. And it even says empty on it instead of anything.
Shall we do that?
Sure. Makes sense.
Glass broke?
Careful.
I guess we just throw it away. I think that would be the safest thing.
That would be it.
Got room for this?
Mm-hmm.
Watch out for
For the glass, yeah.
That's interesting, that the glass, watch out then.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it up. It should be
Okay.
full.
And then these. Where's the rest of it? do show up on a sunny day. This is the HP computer box that won't fit anywhere.
Yep.
And Devin, this is where the desk goes, that's in the
Right, yeah, the picture showed that, yeah.
happy house, okay?
This little Lions Club thing in there?
What dear?
This little thing says Lions Club?
Yeah, that's good. Definitely. And we don't have a marker. Do you have a pen? I don't have
I
it.
don't have one on me now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't either. I must remember to bring a Sharpie.
Right. But this one's labeled empty anyway, so we just know it's in the
Now let me
empty box.
remember what column that is. Column
19.
Column 19 and column 16 is the Glendora Happy Book.
That one's already labeled, yeah.
That's good. So now that's nearby. And this one's going home.
Mm-hmm. You want us to take the camera? I'll take the box.
Yes, and I'll take the glass.
Yeah, then I'll definitely take the box.
Okay, and I'll lock the door.
Okay.
You know how you lock this door?
With the key?
No. You just turn the button in the back the way you do my back door.
Oh. Okay.
Now, honey, can you take this? I
Yeah,
guess?
I was gonna say you should take that.
And be careful of this. Be careful. Here. Watch him.
This might not have been the best spot for winter, though. Might not be the best spot for winter. A lot of slush and mud.
You said it might not.
Be the best place for winter time, though. A lot of slush and mud.
Oh, yeah?
But a bit. Yeah.
Hey, we only have 2 more times. We're done for December. We won't be out again until January and February. So, you want me to help you back out?
No, I can get out.
Go straight, huh? Pretty. Isn't it pretty?
Yep, I got this glass, though. You want to hold this glass maybe so you don't fall anywhere?
Yes, I will. And when we, you might see a dumpster out when we go, well, no, just put it in the back seat, honey. It won't hurt in the back seat.
All right.
Thank you, Devin. So you're glad you saw it, huh?
Yep.
And you like it?
Mm-hmm.
How much did the apples cost?
I don't know. It's on the receipt.
Okay.
They just got rung up at the end with all of the food, so I couldn't
That's
separate
right.
them.
How could you tell? It looks nice, doesn't it?
Yep.
So clean. You did that very well, much better than I did it. This is a dead end, this room.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
But there's a lot of industry up here.
That's good. Get some jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Build some things.
You
Have
might
some
as well.
shops. Sell some things.
Yeah. You might as well go straight out to 9H.
Yeah.
So you've seen it. You see the new warehouse, Devin? This is a brand new warehouse.
Yep.
That wasn't here when you were here before.
Oh yeah, I can't miss it.
They liked their apples, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. Swiss Army knife came with a 1980 Lincoln.
Well, that's handy, in case you need to put out your own
See the
tires.
See the Lincoln insignia?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then the Swiss Army knife. Here you go, be my guest.
Oh, okay. Let me come to a stop then. Pull up here. Not in a pothole.
You're going that way, right? You're going left.
Oh, I was going left? Okay.
That's Coles Hills down that way.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got him.
God is gonna make such a big turn. Yeah, I should have said that.
I'll hold on. Oh, I think that's great we fed those animals. Good apple.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have any maps?
No, the ones I saw were Washington. It's a bag that said they were from Washington State. And there were ones that said they were Red Delicious, so I went with the Red Delicious. Because they were bags of 8, so I just picked out 12 instead.
They didn't have any maps?
Nothing that said Max, no.
Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous.
Is it not season or something? Do they come out in winter?
No, yes they do. They have a process called air fresh or something then. And they do come, there's a season of course, it's the fall.
Wish we can get good apples like that in school. They have some, they're little and they're chilled, they're frozen. So if you bite into it, it hurts your teeth.
Mm.
Not that it has physical contact and breaks your teeth, as in it sinks into your gums and it's very cold.
Yeah,
like
it hits the nerves.
Like if you were to put snow in your, exactly, if you were to put snow in your mouth, it'd be like that kind of cold.
Yeah, it hurts the
You want to suck
nerves.
that in, right. It's not that they're too hard, you can bite into it, it's just too cold.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd have a chilled apple. I'd have an apple all the time. But they call them chilled apples for a reason. There's something that went right. They just signed a bill last week. The First Lady pushed for this bill. It was part of her initiative to get people healthy, to get kids out to play, to get people to eat healthier, to take care of something called food deserts, where there's towns and cities and counties and areas that have 1 or 2 areas that actually sell food at all. Maybe one store in an entire town that sells food, and things like that. But they passed a bill that deals with the school lunch program. And they set, for the first time, they set guidelines on how healthy the food should be. You should use whole wheat bread over enriched white bread. There should be fruit, vegetables, and everything. You should use leaner, skimmer milk and things like that. You should, all around, just use food that's going to be healthier. And they said if you comply with these rules, you get a raise. The school gets a little more money to pay for the school lunch for the first time in 30 years. Because school lunch actually does help feed millions of children. That otherwise
Wow.
yeah, it's a very good program. It's a big
Who pays for that,
help
honey?
nourishment. I think it goes to the Department of Health and Human Services.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Department of Agriculture, I'm not sure which. I think it's Agriculture, actually, because Agriculture sets the rules on nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
But more nutritional lunches, more kids let into the free lunch program. That's for children that live below the poverty line. If their families are in poverty, they get food at least at school. And they expanded to offer more for breakfast too, and to even offer after-school meals to kids that are in after-school programs like that.
I love it.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Now, if that could get funded over and over, if you could fund that 2 or 3 times as much as it is now, you would end childhood hunger.
I love your humanitarian input.
That's what I want to do it for.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that motive?
Probably when I found out about how badly my family had done off.
What's that?
Probably when I found out about what had happened to my family. I was probably 10 years old or younger, unable to really know what was going on, when my father got cancer.
Yes.
But he was the only one that worked in the family. He was the sole provider, like you would think the American family should be,
Yes,
the
right.
breadwinner's the father, but not today. And he came down with cancer. He had lymphoma and needed chemotherapy. And if he was unable to work because he had chemotherapy like once a week, and he's sitting around and he's fairly sick.
Sure.
He's got to take a lot of drugs too to keep all the pain away.
Oh yeah.
Because he's got to sit there and have doses of radiation that kills your immune system, kills everything, kills the cancer, but kills your immune system for a little while.
Yeah.
And you got to take certain cancers and drugs and stuff that kind of keep the pain at bay.
Yeah.
But he didn't have time to work. He couldn't work that much, and we fell below the poverty line. I'm pretty sure they told me that we fell below the poverty line for income. And he got his coverage for that chemotherapy through Medicaid. He couldn't afford to pay for it in the health insurance plan he had. In fact, in the year prior, he dropped the health insurance he had because he couldn't afford it, because the prices went up 3 times. 3 times greater, not just 3 times. The prices went 3 times higher, and he had to go look for another one. Because he was, he doesn't have any job that would insure him. He works for himself, so he'd have to do it himself. And the price got so outrageous he couldn't do it. And then he got cancer. That was before he got cancer. Oh. He got cancer, and he got it through Medicaid. I believe. Oh. I haven't worked the whole story out because it's sensitive to ask, about what happened entirely. But
he doesn't want to tell you.
It's not that he doesn't. I'm pretty sure he would. It's just a sensitive area to go into.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit down and say, relive your cancer experience for me and tell me how desperate the family was. But my mother went to check out the children's health insurance program, at least to get health insurance for us. And I think I'm pretty sure he got his chemotherapy paid through Medicaid or some program like that, or maybe it was the New York State insurance plan for people with pre-existing conditions. They can't get coverage otherwise, something like that. Something New York State did, or Medicaid. But without that, and even with that, my family was put in a deep hole. They paid for groceries on a credit card, and they were eligible. But, they had at least enough to pay for food, but they were eligible to put all 3 of us on the free school lunch program, or to get food stamps, things like that. The fact that safety net was there is a godsend. But, 1, it shouldn't come to that.
No, I see.
2, it should be there. And 3, you shouldn't have had that problem with health insurance in the first place.
So that was your motive. Well, that's very good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just depressing to see. I've also noticed, I'm observant, I've noticed schools generally erode as the federal government paid less and less money to them to continue to fund tax cuts and wars.
Yeah.
I noticed the general welfare of everyone around me decline. My family used to, when I was in kindergarten in the late 90s, when things were better, at least, I'm not going to say okay, better, things were a little more prosperous, I'd say, probably in the 90s than they are today.
Yeah.
We went on a vacation every year. My grandparents had a second house in Florida. They're big movers anyway. They moved all over the country. But they had a house in Florida they'd go to in the winter, and we'd go down there every year. That hasn't happened. We've taken 1 or 2 vacations in the entire decade that just passed.
What's that?
And we've taken 1 or 2 vacations in the entire decade that just passed.
I see, yeah.
We used to do something like that every year. You used to be able to, I remember back then we'd buy things. My dad bought a television set back then. We still have it from like the mid-90s. I mean, if it works, it works, but sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, you just don't go out and buy those big items anymore. You gotta cut back. You gotta, be a little more frugal.
Well,
and just watching that multiplied across every family I know.
And that's when you picked up your compassion, huh?
Then the cost of college.
Yeah.
Things like that starts coming into play. Yeah, it's...
So that's when you picked up your compassion, would you say? Started at 10 years old, or?
No, it didn't start back then, because I didn't really have a full scope of what happened back then.
I see, so it started
It formed over time, though.
It started at 15 years old, maybe?
I'd say, yeah, I paid attention a degree to the election in 2004 because of the war in Iraq. Anyone that was paying attention to the war was certainly emotional in that election. It was devastating that it got to continue after that.
Yeah.
That's probably what started. It's easy for kids that are in middle school to go war. I don't like that. Because, in a matter of years, you'll be draftable.
Oh, yeah. That's
and things like that, just to see war go on when it doesn't need to. Stupid.
No, it doesn't.
From there, I carried forward to paying attention more in 2008.
Yeah.
And now, it's just to do the right thing, and to watch things get progressively worse is painful.
Well, I would like to say that I think someday you should ask your dad about that experience and encourage him to talk about it, because
yeah, I don't think he has a problem with talking about it. I'm sure he'd tell me.
No, and I want to tell you that if anything happens to him, the story goes with him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, my parents would tell me.
And so
and my mom knows
you don't
too.
want to push it off too long. Anytime you hear it.
Yeah.
And because it's a story that you should know, and it's a story that should be told.
Yeah, it is.
Or man, what kind of cancer?
A lymphoma.
What is that?
I'm not sure exactly what kind it is, but
Is it skin cancer?
No, it's not. I think it's internal. I think it's in a certain organ of some sort.
Isn't
He
that
actually, the thing was, he had a hernia. He's somewhat like, he was very resistant to go to the doctor. He likes to just rely on himself, but he had a hernia, which is when the lining in your stomach splits.
Yes.
So
He knew
about that. You know, he knew about that, and he went to the doctor, and they had the proper operation to put that back in place. But when he came out of that operation, they said, "We need to tell you something. You have cancer." And that was, yeah, devastating. He's very resilient, very tough, though. He also has appendicitis. His appendix burst. I think it was after he was done with cancer, but it was a few years ago. His appendix burst. He didn't know that. He stayed in bed for an entire week, thinking he just, had a flu or a virus, something. He just worked out. He felt so sick, he eventually gave in and said, I got to go figure out what this is. He was within days of dying from that.
From the appendix burst?
Oh, yeah, he lasted longer than they thought he should anyway. When your appendix bursts, the appendix is what holds all the internalized acidic junk that gets processed in your system and tossed. It's like a trash can for stuff in your body. That burst all over his internal organs, all over the inside of his body.